guys, welcome to today's video. Today is the first video for my decluttering series, and I'm going to start with face products. So that's going to be primers, foundations, concealers, and powders. I may even go into bronzers and contouring products. We'll just have to see how long it goes, or that may be in a separate video. But I'm super excited about this decluttering series. I know there's a lot of things in my collection that I don't use or have gotten too old and just need to be cleared out. And so I'm going to go category by category through my entire makeup collection and get rid of a lot of stuff. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and if you want to see me declutter my face products, then just keep watching. Alright, so to start, I'm going to go ahead and do my primers and makeup setting sprays. I'm going to go ahead and just toss these little samples. I really do like the Hangover RX, but I never reach for my samples for the most part. So these are both going to go, as well as this one by YSL. I may see if one of my sisters or cousins wants to use it because it is a very expensive product. My mom actually might like this, but my problem with it is very silicone based. I already have this one that's pretty silicone based that I prefer, because this one has little bits of glitter. I don't know if you can see it, but I just prefer not to have little specks of glitter on my face. And it's not, I don't know, that's not like the biggest defining factor, but I'm already using something else that I prefer, so I'm going to just pass this. And that was a free sample, by the way. This is my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I'm going to keep this one, and I'm also going to keep my Bare Minerals. These are my only two main primers. This Smashbox Photo Finish Priming Water I'm going to pass and give to my sister. I know she really likes this stuff, and I have used about half the bottle, but it's just not my favorite. I always go for the all-nighter, or like actual primer, and then using like the all-nighter or my MAC Fix Plus, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this. I'm going to pass on is this Coola Face SPF 30 setting spray. I thought this was a really cool idea. You just kind of shake it up and spray it. You can also see the lid has like severely cracked. Not because I've used it a lot. I really haven't used it a lot, but I don't know. It was super duper sticky. I thought it was cool that you could like add SPF to your face throughout the day without actually having to rub any creams on your face and messing up your makeup or anything like that. But I just think it's super duper sticky. Every time I'd spray it, my whole neck and chest and face just felt super sticky, and I didn't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that one on. This is my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. It's super gross. Pretty empty actually, so I will be replacing this once it goes out because this is my favorite one. I may actually try the Chill setting spray next, but I do really like this one. And then I have a little bit left of this MAC Fix Plus as well. It's another favorite. These I pretty much will always keep. These I'm enjoying, but they're not my absolute favorites. My absolute favorite is really the this one in the full size, the Hangover RX. But I just haven't repurchased it. I'm just kind of using what I've got for now. So these are all of my foundations, cushions, BB creams, stick foundations, pretty much everything. There are 4 that I'm definitely not getting rid of, and it is these 4. They are part of a drugstore haul I'll be doing soon with some reviews. But I do know that because of this one and how much I like it, I am going to go ahead and toss out my L'Oreal Lumi cushion. This one I have enjoyed, but it is pretty much dried out, and it's kind of gross. At this point, with it being a cushion, I just think that you shouldn't keep using them too much. They do get kind of gross. So this one is a throwaway. Next, these are 2 little samples. This one I don't love. It's an Origins Sheer Tint Release, but this Dr. Dart Beauty Balm, I have just a little bit left, and I am going to go ahead and keep that and toss this one. Alright, so this is my NARS Sheer Glow. I have had this for a very long time. I love that this one has a pump on it, or I actually bought a pump and put it on it, so you can't travel with this because it'll just spill. But I really like this. This is in Gobi. It's a little bit on the light side. It is about right though for now, but once I get a little bit more tan, if I use self-tan, any of that kind of stuff, it doesn't fit me. And it has been probably 3 or 4 years since I got this, so it's kind of old and gross. I will probably take the pump off and clean it for in case I do buy another one, because I probably will at some point. But I do think I am going to go ahead and toss this one. So both of these are pretty much the same thing. I know some people have preference on the original or Lumi. This one is in fair, this one is in light. That's the only reason I have both of them. But I am probably just going to keep this one. This one is pretty much empty. I may hold on to it just for mixing and for, I don't know, I might hold on to it because I know it's going to be tossed pretty quickly once I do start using it in the spring and summer, because I do like to mix these 2 in the spring and then wear this one by itself in the summer. So I always have both of them, so I will probably just keep it, and then when it runs out, probably replace it in the regular. I don't love the illuminizing, Pretty much all of the new products except for the Celebration foundation, which I will talk about in a little bit. I like the original better than the luminizing, so I'm going to keep both of these. Okay. I'm also going to keep this Aborian BB cream. This is just one that I've really enjoyed. I've worn it a ton in the last few months since I've gotten it, and it's just the one that I wear the most for just easy days, things like running errands, going to the gym, stuff like that. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup. This one I like for a different reason. This is much more of like a moisturizing foundation than a BB cream, CC cream, even though it's called that. This one is pretty full coverage. This one is a much sheer look that just kind of gives you a more even skin tone. Next up are these all-nighter foundations by Urban Decay. I have shades 1.0 and 2.0. Sorry, I'm not doing really well with this view camera. But I have the shades 1.0 and 2.0, and I use them mixed. 1.0 is a little light, 2.0 is a little dark, so I do have to keep both of them, and I do really like this for kind of special occasions. If I'm really needing my makeup to last, these last really well, and they don't dry up too much on me. I don't have a ton of full coverage. Like, this is really one of the only foundations that I have that is very full coverage, so I'm definitely keeping these. Okay. Next up are the Infallible Pro Glows. I think I'm going to toss both of these. I wore them mixed together yesterday, and I just noticed lots of kind of cracky looking stuff around my nose. That does just happen in general, but with this being supposed to be a more hydrating foundation and glowing foundation, I would have hoped it wouldn't have done that, especially since the coverage isn't that great, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on these. Right. Next up are my two Fiona Style foundations. One of these, this one right here is the matte finish, this one is the luminous, this one is in shade 1, this one is shade 3. If I'm going to use one, it's probably going to be this one. This one is just a little bit too dark for me. It's also very full coverage, and I usually will use this instead of this, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on this one and keep this. Right. The last three are all my Makeup Forever HD foundations. I am most definitely keeping this water foundation. I absolutely love this. I had the body, what is it called? Like face and body one in a couple different shades before, and I was so glad when they re-released these because they made actual light shades. In the one before, there was only a few light shades, and they were very, very different, and one was super pink and one was super yellow. So this one is actually like the match to what I wear in the other foundation, so really, really love this, especially for summer pool days, all that kind of stuff. This is a really good one. I am going to keep my stick foundation. I just recently repurchased this. This one will probably always be in my, as soon as it's out, I normally buy a new one. This is my absolute favorite foundation, I think, out of all of these, so it is for sure staying. And I think this one, it is time for it to go. I've had it for a long time. It's pretty much out. I've used it to where it's like kind of sputtering out at this point, so I think it is pretty much an empties, and it is going to go. Alright, so for foundation, let's pull these over here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 keeping. And actually, not all of these are probably going to be keeps within a few months or so. I'm trying them out, but they aren't my absolute favorites, just as a sneak peek. Or at least not all of them are. And then I got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think that's pretty good. I didn't get rid of half, but it's about half, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Alright, next up are concealers. These two are my absolute favorite right now. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is my new one. This is my old one that I'm pretty much out of. You can kind of see where I've been scraping. So this one will get tossed once it's out, but these I'm for sure keeping. Next is the Superstay Better Skin. This one's okay, not a favorite, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on it. Naked Skin. This is the lightest concealer I have, so if I want to do any highlighting, this is the one I'd use, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Alright, next are my NARS Creamy Concealer. This one is a little teeny tiny size that has a very little bit left. This is my full size that has a little bit left, so I'm going to keep both of these until they run out. These are the two kind of dark circle eraser type of pinky shades that I have. I don't love the NYX one nearly as much as like the Maybelline, so I'm going to keep the Maybelline and pass on the NYX. These two Bye Bye Under Eyes I do enjoy a lot, so I'm going to keep both of these. These I haven't used under my eyes quite as much as I used to, just because they're a little on the heavy side, but I really like them for covering blemishes, and these are just 2 different colors that work on different parts of my face, different times of the year. I do not like the illumination version. I don't know if it's that the quality is different, like if the thickness is different, but these really, really caked up under my eye more than I've ever noticed these 2. So I'm not really a big fan of these. These are both samples I got in Sephora orders, so I'm going to actually go ahead and toss these. This is a Tinted Wonder eye cream, and this was a sample in a Birchbox, I believe, actually. And I tried it, but the color is really, really dark, and it doesn't, even though it's dark, it doesn't tint or help anything. Even if it was lighter, I don't think it would work for me. But especially because it's not the right color, it looks really bad under my eyes when I try to use it, so that's going. So this is the Eye Duty Triple Remedy from, what is this, First Aid Beauty, and I really, really like this. It is kind of gross. It is actually kind of getting pretty low, but I love, love, love this stuff. I think it just works really well. Great for just throwing on under your eyes, either before concealer or just as is, and throwing on some mascara to make you look a little bit more awake, and I really like that. This Time Bomb, I'm actually going to pass. I've been using this that I forgot to put in the pile. This is my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, so these I'm going to keep. This I'm going to pass. It's just kind of old. You can see I've hit through the bottom of it, and the cap is really broken. I do enjoy it, but I don't use it as much anymore. The last 2, this is my Makeup Forever HD Concealer. It's pretty much gone, but it's not a favorite, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it. I've held on to it for a little while now, hoping that I would be able to use it up, but I just haven't reached for it. Even when I've tried to, I just don't like it. And then this is the Prep and Prime Highlighter kind of concealer, and I really like this, so I will keep it. I have a pretty decent amount, but all of these are probably going to be tossed pretty soon, as well as actually this one. So these are all on their last leg and will be thrown away probably in the next month or so. So even actually this I think is pretty empty at this point. So anyway, so these are I'm going to keep. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 along. So almost half. I'm doing pretty good at this point on almost doing half. So keep and toss. So next is face powders, and I really think I'm going to kind of pare down on this one, or maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, this is MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. I am for sure keeping this one. I'll put it over here. This one is It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. You can see there's really not much left. It's pretty old and pretty gross at this point, so it is going to go. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro, and this one is actually going to go in my purse. One that I don't have sitting here is the regular formula of this, and I've had it in my purse for a while. Again, it's kind of old and gross, but the actual like screw in the back has broken through the plastic, so it doesn't stay together in my purse anymore, and I don't really use it as an actual foundation. I just use it to kind of fix around my mouth where that's where my makeup wears off the most. So I use that kind of to touch up my foundation throughout the day. So that one will be going to, so you can kind of count that as 2. This one will be placing it in my purse, so it actually won't be in my collection, but it will be in my purse for pretty much all the time. I've worn it alone a couple times, but it's not my favorite. I do prefer a cream foundation or liquid foundation. So this one is going to be in my purse and be used as my touch-up powder. I just remembered one more. This is One Heck of a Blot. I really like this, but it's very similar, I feel like, to this one, and I'd rather keep my MAC. This one I'm going to pass one just because I do enjoy it, but it has started to get a little bit where a lot of kind of cheaper foundation, or just powders in general, start to get a film on them, and I've noticed this one's starting to kind of do that, and like I said, it's very similar to this, and I prefer my MAC over this one, so this one's going to go. So next up are my 2 Hourglass foundation, powders. This one is Diffuse Light, and this one is in Dim Light. And I actually have both of these in my Hourglass Ambient Edit palette that I'm going to be talking about later. But I do like having the full size. I actually use these today to set my face. I like to use this one to set on my under eye and my kind of like highlighter areas, and then I like this one for the rest of my face. So these I'm definitely keeping. They cost a lot, they work great, and I really like them. This one I think I'm going to pass on. This is my Fiona Styles, what is this, translucent powder. I'm probably going to give it to one of my sisters. They may want it. The problem is my skin is really dry. I've used the Laura Mercier powder, and I liked it okay. I used a small one, and then I went ahead and bought this one after. It was a lot cheaper, but I just have found that it is super drying. not necessarily this powder versus other translucent powders. I think just translucent powder in general just doesn't work that well for my skin. I kind of did the whole baking thing when everybody was super into it, which I guess everyone still is. But I think I'm kind of past it. I tried just barely setting my under eye with this on Sunday, and it looked crazy within a couple seconds. I just get very, very deep, crazy kind of marks and lines under my eye when I use this. So it is for sure going to go on to someone who will enjoy it. So that is for staying and actually for leaving, because I will be getting rid of the It Cosmetic one that is in my purse as well. Alright, so this is the final category. This is all my bronzers and contouring products. So I'm going to go ahead and just do all of them at once. First up is the It Cosmetics CC Plus bronzer. I liked this, but I prefer my Chanel one a lot more. So if I'm going to use a cream bronzer, I'm going to go for this one, and it's a lot more kind of hassle-free, less messy than this one is. So I'm going to pass this. Next is this Hourglass one, and I'm really undecided about this. I really like this. I don't necessarily need it in my collection, but I do enjoy it, and I really like it in the summer, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it for now. Right, another one is this Ultimate Bronzer. I bought this one specifically to use for my high school makeup tutorial, and I just hadn't tossed it because I really actually don't like this product, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that. Up is the Manna Kadar. This is some kind of like duo that I got, bronzer and highlighter from Birchbox. The pans are super tiny, and I'm not really a huge fan of either of the items. It actually looked like eyeshadows to me instead of a highlighter and bronzer, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that, or give it away. For this Becca one, I'm definitely keeping this. I've already hit pan 1, and it actually is kind of gross looking because I had to glue the pan back in and it had fallen out. This is the second one that I've purchased of this, but I probably won't purchase anymore just because I found some other bronzers that I really, really like. But this one I do enjoy, and I am going to keep. This Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. I know a ton of people like it. I actually used it today just to kind of refresh myself on it. I enjoyed it a lot when I first got it, but I've found better things since. So I'm going to go ahead and give this to one of my sisters because I really think they would use it a lot more than I do. Same for this Butter Bronzer. I like it. Actually, this one might just be tossed. I liked it a lot at first, but it's kind of developed that film that a lot of products do. It's also very light, so it's hard for me to use it, so I'm going to go ahead and just toss this or give it away. My NARS Laguna, I'm definitely keeping. This I have been using to death ever since I got it a couple months ago. I feel like I'm going to hit pan pretty quickly on this, but I am for sure keeping this. As well as my Hoola Bronzer. This is just a really good staple. I have this in a little bitty pan form in a palette that I'm going to talk about during my blushes one, because it's mostly a blush palette that just has one of these in it. But I'm going to keep my box version of it, and I'll probably toss the single if I had to guess. And then next are a few little palettes. This I'm going to keep in this one, not my highlighters or face palettes. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. I love, or Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo. Love, love, love this. I actually got this on my on a trip to San Diego a couple years ago, and it brings back memories, and I just really, really like these products. I actually purposefully got them with graduation money on that trip at the Nordstrom. I don't have any Nordstroms around me, but I really enjoy Nordstrom. Really like Charlotte Tilbury products, and was super excited. This was the first product I got from her line, and I've loved it. Since I got it, definitely keeping this. Alright, this palette I am for sure passing on. They're okay. I don't love the formula of these. You can use them, but it's really hard to use them. I think there's someone in my family who will use this, though, more than I do. So I'm going to pass it on, and the main reason I'm passing it, I would have kept it, except for I recently picked up, this is the Fawn Foundation Contour Shade, and it's pretty much like all I need. I don't really use the highlight shades from this. I just use concealers, and out of like these, I think Fawn is actually in this. Or actually no, it's Java, Light Sculpt, and Havana. But I really like this Fawn shade. It was kind of like the medium shade in these newer foundation contour sticks. So I'm going to keep this, and that will be my only cream contour product. And then this is my only contour palette that I just really, really like this one. This is the Shade Light Kat Von D palette. Well, that is everything for the first declutter video of this series. I hope you are enjoying the series and you like the idea of it. If you do want me to do like a makeup collection video afterwards, after I'm done cleaning through everything, just let me know in the comments down below on any of these videos so I can be sure to film one of those once I am done. But so far I'm enjoying this. I really like to kind of cleanse out all my makeup. It's seems kind of wasteful, but the waste kind of already happened when I purchased these items. It's just things that are not really working for me. So I'd like to just pass them on to somebody who actually will use them. So they're not really doing any good just sitting in a drawer, even if I'm not using them. So that is kind of why I'm cleaning out and passing on everything. So I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope you liked this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you are new to the channel and you want to see the rest of this series, then don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.